We're back and we gotta dig through Mr. Winslow's office again. Somebody's been a naughty little liar. Let's see. This is actually a good way of just keeping myself busy until Sergei gets home. Sad kitty is sad. I miss my husband already. It's only been a day. Oh well. I will see him like on next Saturday. I'll be home and I'll be hogging and bouncing on him. We'll listen to that in a minute. Just good to get that done. And my cat is pawing at the window. Because it's Pete, and Pete likes to do weird stuff like that. Let's see. Nobody uses typewriters anymore, honestly. I mean, you know, I'm sure some people say, oh, you know, there's like an actual feel to the typewriter and blah, blah, blah. Give me a good old-fashioned computer, alright? You can delete things. I like that.
James, Yuri again. This is your last chance. If you want to discuss a deal, you need to meet me in Regent's Park with the merchandise by 10 o'clock tonight. No more stalling.
That sounded Russian. That's kinda cute. Sorry, I like Russian.
Still no sign of that attaché case.
Well, if the merchandise mentioned on that answering machine message is any indication, we won't find it here.
And now busted.
Apparently James neither has it nor knows where it is.
I disagree. I think James knows very well where it is. The answering machine message merely means he hasn't gone back to retrieve it yet. But we're running out of time to find it before he does.
But where could it be?
Where could James be?
The only logical place is Giles Badgepie's office. Giles saw Jane with the attaché case, saw her get into a car driven by James with it, and he was in her dressing room later that evening. That must be when he took it.
Well, let's go have a look then.
Well, this is a twisty-turny little thing.
There's an awful lot of mail here. Mr. Badgepie hasn't been here for a while.
Being arrested tends to make people rethink their lives.
The briefcase must be here. I'm certain of it.
Or at least a clue to it. Gather all the mail! Well, at the very least it'll help him out, because he's got so much mail here. And he's right, you know, being arrested probably would make you rethink your life in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what I'd do if I was arrested. Well, this is a familiar one. This is the knitting needle puzzle from before. But at least there was, like, space between, like, space between most repeated puzzles, or they're in so many... Like, they have enough variety here that the repeat puzzles aren't too bad. They don't repeat too many of them. Bingo! So have we actually solved them?
Now where could it be?
Busted.
Looking for this attaché case, Mr. Winslow?
I don't understand. How...
They're not stupid?
Because you and Jane were working together to steal top-secret information from Nigel Watersford.
I've never tried to do anything of the sort.
Who's Yuri, then?
I'm sorry, James. But the fact that Mr. Badgepie saw you pick Jane up in your car after she stole the case from Nigel makes it difficult to believe that you are innocent in all of this.
Purely speculation. You have no evidence.
James, it's Yuri!
Actually, we do. We have your answering machine with a call on it that can be traced back to your buyer, Yuri.
Who is Yuri, James?
A Russian spy. I became friendly with him during our tour of the former Soviet Republic, back in my Shakespearean days. He offered to buy anything of value I could obtain.
You knew about Jane and Nigel's relationship, didn't you?
Yep.
I did. And I knew that Nigel had access to valuable information. I told Jane if she could get her hands on any sensitive material from his office, I'd split the proceeds with her.
What happened the day that she took the attaché case?
I picked her up in front of Nigel's office as arranged, but Jane insisted on keeping the case in her possession and accompanying me to my meeting with Yuri.
But Jane regretted what she'd done, and when she spotted Emma and me at Covent Garden, she approached us for help. And when she spotted Giles watching her, it scared her off.
I knew she'd had second thoughts when she failed to meet me before our rendezvous with Yuri, so I went to a dressing room to look for her.
And found her dead?
Yes. I'm ashamed to admit I was actually more concerned about the attaché case. Before I could search for it, I heard someone coming, so I hid.
Did someone enter the room?
Indeed, it was Giles Badgepie. After he got over his shock at seeing Jane dead, I watched as he found the attaché case and left with it.
So that clears Giles at least of the murder.
A perfect crime of opportunity.
I was trying to catch up to him when I ran into you at the theater.
Mr. Winslow, you're under arrest for breaking and entering, espionage charges, and very possibly murder.
Emma, it's me, Jessica. Do you know if Jane ever changed her name to Winslow after she married James? I see. I'm going to need your help with something.
She's suspecting something else. Yeah, this got a very convoluted situation. So you see... You know what? I'm gonna let you guys guess for a while, because I think actually we are at the tail end of this case. But I'm gonna let you guys guess. Do you think that Jane's murder had anything to do with the attaché case? I mean, I've kind of dropped a couple of hints, but at the same time, me saying, oh, this is like a reverse likability set of Murder in the Maples, I was just implying there was an affair involved. So, and let's face it, I think I prefer Jane to everyone else involved in the case. But that being said, this is pretty serious. Anyone could have killed her for that attaché case. So, did she die because of that? Or is that a red herring? I'm gonna let you guys figure that out for a minute. And guess who the murderer is. I'll wait. Pencils down.
Oh, hello. It's Miss McGill, isn't it?
That's right, love, but you can call me Emma. May I have a word with you?
Of course.
My cousin just called to tell me that Jane's ex-husband, James Winslow, has been arrested. She said he was the one who put Jane up to stealing that attaché case from your husband, which has now been recovered.
So?
So, don't you see what a golden opportunity this is?
I'm afraid I don't.
I figure I can sell the story to the press. An actress seduces an influential member of Parliament and steals his secrets for her ex-husband. A story like that should be worth a tidy sum.
What does any of this have to do with me?
Excellent question.
Well, because if you added your side of the story, it could enhance its value. You can tell all of England exactly what your deceitful husband was up to, so his tarnished reputation doesn't rub off on you.
I just don't know. I've got a fresh pot of tea ready. May I offer you a cup?
That would be lovely. I'll just wait right here then, shall I?
Sneaky. I like that. And you know, it is kind of offering a little something, something. Hi, Pete. Mwah. I have a cat. He was like right in front of the screen again. What's this? Pete, I can't... I swear this cat's gonna get in the way. Actually, no, keep figuring out in the meantime, because I can't see anything, because I have a cat ass in the way of my screen now. Pete has decided he's going to walk ever so carefully in front of my screen like a little angel face. Pete, move your kitty butt. Do Let's Players have to... Oh, no, no. Pete! Thanks. Excuse me. You know, when I first played this, I kind of sat there going, you know, wait. What is she thinking? Why is she thinking this? But I'm not telling you what she's thinking, because that would be cheating. You don't need to know what she's thinking yet, not until the very end of the game, or when you figure it out. Fuck her capers. Why'd she write them on like 5 different pieces of sticky note? Or he wrote it, I don't know. Somebody wrote it. Why would you write it on 5 pieces of sticky note? That's stupid.
Ms. McGill, I'm afraid I can't make such a big decision so hastily.
I understand. I'll give you the rest of the day to think about it. But that's all the time I can spare. I'll be at the Milton Theatre at 10 o'clock tonight, waiting for your answer. Good evening, Mrs. Watersford. Thank you for coming.
Miss McGill asked me to meet her here.
Actually, I was the one who wanted to talk to you. Emma merely arranged it so that you'd come.
Talk to me? About what?
About why you murdered Jane Drury?
You must be joking.
I'm not. The key was the handkerchief we found next to Jane's body. At first, I assumed it was Jane's. After all, her most recent ex-husband's name is Winslow. But Emma confirmed for me that Jane never took James Winslow's last name and never had the initials J.W.
So?
So, once I realized that your name, Tina, was short for Justina, it made sense who had dropped the handkerchief in Jane's dressing room. And what other reason would you, Justina Watersford, have to be there except to confront the woman who was having an affair with your husband?
This is absurd. I'm not the only person with the initials J.W. It's obvious that James Winslow was the one who killed Jane. He was jealous of her affair with my husband.
Nope.
I'm not so sure of that, Mrs. Watersford. I have one last thing to check.
Oh yeah, this has... Oh no, but this doesn't reveal the murder. So yeah... Interesting little thing. Could Jessica be wrong? Could Justina be innocent? Or was the whole briefcase debacle, while important to fix, a red herring? Also, yeah, the last puzzle of the game is my favorite in this game. I really don't like the handwriting analysis puzzles. They're kind of boring compared to like all the others. I like the others better. But it makes sense for her to do this because, yeah, this is like the one thing that changes is the book. A dirge for a dead dachshund. I kind of want to play that case now, just for the fucking name. Like, what? A dead dachshund? Really? What kind of murder case would that start? Maybe an animal cruelty case. I don't know about a murder case. And yeah, this is what I mean by this is my least favorite puzzles. It doesn't even mix up the handwriting or anything, or the letters, except where they are and what you're matching. All the other puzzles, even if they were repeats of other puzzles in the game, they, you know, they mix it up a little bit, you know. They give you a different thing to look at, different clues, different, you know, criteria. You know, at least they changed it up a little bit. One of them didn't even move the stuff, like, and it was, like, closer to the end, so, when it was one of the matching puzzles. So, that's why I'm not too fond of this one. Doesn't really, mix it up. Busted! And now... the final cutscene.
All right. It's true. I was here because Giles told me that Nigel was having a relationship with Jane, and I wanted to put a stop to it. We argued, and then Jane said something that sent me right over the edge.
What did she say?
That Nigel said he couldn't wait to escape from our marriage. It confirmed what I had suspected for some time. But having this other woman throw it in my face made me lose all control, and I strangled her.
And when you realized she was dead, you tried to make the scene look like a suicide. You didn't know that first James and then Giles would come into the dressing room afterwards and find her dead.
I certainly didn't know they'd find her and then act like such fools to make themselves look guilty. And when each were arrested, well, neither would have been much missed.
That doesn't justify letting them take the blame for a murder you committed.
Maybe not, but with everything I have at stake,
Oh yeah, she
I'm not
threatens.
about to let that get in the way. And I'm not about to let you expose me as a murderer either.
That's enough, Mrs. Watersford.
Yeah, like she's gonna be in there
Did
alone.
you hear it all? Every last word.
Mrs. Watersford, you're under arrest for the murder of Jane Drury. Let's go.
Pretty much the politicians
Poor
most
Jane.
innocent in this
If
fucking
only
mess.
she'd been able to sit down and talk to us that day in Covent Garden. I know. Would things have turned out differently if she hadn't been scared off by the sight of Giles Badge Pie? We'll never know for sure. I'm glad you were able to stay for Jane's memorial service. So am I. It was lovely. Jane will certainly be missed. But not forgotten. I've spoken with several of my friends in the West End. We're starting a scholarship fund in Jane's memory to help aspiring young actors go to drama school. What a wonderful idea. In a way, she's helping the next generation of actors and actresses follow in her footsteps.
Hopefully not all the way to the
Well,
extreme.
you know what they say. The show must go on.
Amen to that. Thank you, thank you, thank you! And yes, folks, as the name of this story suggests, this is the final curtain. This is the last part of the series. We beat the game, we beat all the stories. Not a perfect score, but what you gonna do? You don't really get anything special for getting a perfect score, but I like this game. It's a nice, relaxing, soothing game. It's like, I'm gonna use Amnesia as a comparison. Amnesia is the energy drink. It's the thing that gets you bouncing off the walls, freaking out, paranoid, that sort of thing. For some people, I'm sure energy drinks cause paranoia because of the energy boost. Murder, She Wrote's more like a cup of tea. You sit, you sip it, you relax, you enjoy the atmosphere, you enjoy a good book in a sense. So it's kind of like that. It's a cup of tea versus an energy drink. And in real life, I don't like energy drinks. I like tea. But when it comes to video games, both are perfectly valid. And you know what? I'm glad I played this as a little balance to the other one. And you know what? It was fun. It was a nice break. And in a way, you know, for you guys, it's probably a nice break too to get away from, you know, me running and screaming in Amnesia to watch something a little calmer to kind of take the edge off. Or if you do a straight shot of Amnesia, you can always do a straight shot of this to kind of temper it. Keep you from getting nightmares, you know. 'Cause to be honest, you can't get nightmares from this game unless you're really afraid of something in it. So, until next time, I will catch you guys later until Amnesia is done, and this is the final part. Hope you guys have a good day, have a good week, have a good whatever. And I will catch you guys next time. Have a happy Halloween, guys.